Landr has just dropped a brand new sampler, and in this video I'm going to share with you 3 things that I think really makes this stand out. I think this sampler has some features that will really blow your mind. Let's go! This video is sponsored by Landr, and if you go to the description below, you can get access to all the things that I'm talking about in this video at a discount. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's the sampler, and when you open this for the first time, you will be prompted to point to a folder on your hard drive where your samples are at. So in my case, it's a sample folder. I call it, just lays in the music folder. And what I have here, when you open the sampler, after that, you get a bunch of samples across the key bed in the plugin. So you can use your keyboard, or as I do now, my computer keyboard. So these are a lot of random sounds. Now let's see if we can just find a random sound and get some instant inspiration. Oh yeah, I like that. So here I have something that was just laying on my hard drive. Either I can select chromatic mode and I can have it play on my keyboard. This is best for one shot. So since this is a loop, I will go to the slice mode. Now it's already sliced for me, but I don't like this way of slicing it. So I can select, for example, equal. I want to have it on 16 because I want it more fine-tunable. Okay, so here I have it. I have already a sort of a loop or something that I can start playing with instantly by just going into the sampler and get some instant inspiration. All right, before showing you some more awesome features, I'm just gonna lay down this sample track right here, so stay with me. What is really neat here is the stretch mode that allows you to match the sample to the BPM. So look at this. This is how the sample originally is, but I want to have stretch. Okay, I like what we have so far, and now comes the second thing. This is pure magic. Now I just duplicated the same sampler, and this time I will go back to play mode and I will lock this right here. So I have this sample right here. Now I'm going to just select load samples like that. I have new samples across the keybed randomly again, but this time it's more aligned with my sample which I've selected here. I'll switch off mono so I can play several together. Let's go to the advanced filtering section. This is what separates this sampler from all the other samplers that I know of. I can select different types of samples here. Here you see, here's all my samples, 6,500. And I go to categories, and let's say I want some keys, for example. Oh, it's not a category. Let's just make the category keys. 233 results. Let's see. I can also filter by seconds. So for example, I can avoid one shots by just boosting up this one. Now I have locked my main sample right here, but all the others will be now more or less attuned to this sample. Let's see. Okay, I'll just go for that. Now I have this loop, and now I want some hi-hats. I've duplicated the same sampler again, and this time I will go to advanced filters and I'll type in hi-hats, load samples, and for the sake of it, I'll just use, since this was just a loop, so it's just one long note. Okay, I think I have something going right now. And just a side note, samples are often normalized, so it becomes really hard on the mix bus. So I tend to just lower by 6 dB And now I'm gonna make another duplicate, and let's opt in for one other instrument sound. Let's see. Advanced filters. Now I want to add some brass. I could of course slice up this as well, but I just choose to let it be like this just to get my creative juices flowing, and I can always go back and slice it again using this sampler or another sampler. And imagine you can also convert this into audio and you can play around with it. Now let's find a snare. This time I'm looking for a snare that fits this one, okay? 0 seconds because I want a one-shot snare, and actually I want a one-shot, so I will filter down a bit shorter. Now I'm gonna make another snare because it was cool sounding but a bit thin, so let me just layer it with another snare, still using the same sampler. I'll just find another. I can do some rolls like this. Okay, now comes the kick. Let's just not overthink this. Cool. And finally, I'll put on some bass. Again with the sampler, again with the advanced filter. And let's just see if we can find some decent bass sounds. I want something really clean. I'll select this one. Remember, select it, then go to chromatic. Okay, and here's what I don't like. It's like, I don't want this on a bass. I want mono here. I miss this mono button here, which we have here and here on the normal mode, but on chromatic mode, we don't have it. Okay, I hope this will come later. Let's see. Okay, here we have the root note. That's a tip when finding the bass melody is to turn it up a couple of octaves, and then you can hear it more clearly. So here we have the harmony of the bass. Okay, something like that. There's something with that bass that I don't like. Let's transpose it up half a note. Now, since every of the sounds in the samplers, in the different samplers, are in fact time stretched, we can play with the BPM as well. Try other BPMs. Now, of course, there are effects, and we can add some delay and some reverb. Turn down the effects if it becomes too much, like so. And when comes time for arrangements, first of all, this sampler really stands out from the crowd when it comes to catering to the creative process. So you just open up the sampler and instantly you have a lot of choice. You can just press your keys and then you will have instant sound going on, and you can spark some creativity by not knowing which folder on your hard drive the samples are coming from. That's really exciting. And when you hit the load samples knob, you will get a randomized selection of samples again. It will just pick from your library, and that's a real powerful feature, I think. It's like AI without being AI-ish. And it's simple. It's a simple design. It doesn't have all the features of a regular sampler, but it has the basic features so you can get something going instantly. So I think that's the the real essence of this plugin, is that it makes you make music fast so that you can concentrate on the sound and not so much of the technicalities. So that's a strength, I think. It took me about 10 minutes to learn this thing. I usually mess around with a new plugin for hours. If it's like an advanced sampler or synth plugin, I use some time to really dig into it, but this was really intuitive from the get-go. So that's another advantage. And it's fast to use. You can just hit load samples and then you get a lot of choice right there and there, and that it also finds samples that is in the same key as the sample that you have selected and want to use. That's a real strong feature in my opinion. The stretch function is awesome, and not to mention the search function, and with the advanced filters where you can filter out with loops, one shots, seconds. You can add your favorites, you can add individual sample packs. These functions are a bit basic. I missed the glide function. I also missed the ability to select the playback mode for all of the keys. If you could, for example, drag here and select all the keys, that would be great. But maybe that will come in another version. But if it doesn't come, I don't think that's the main thing about this plugin. You have other plugins that does that. You can have this and you can have all the other samplers as well. It's like not the end all be all sampler, but this does one thing really well, and that's initiating the creative process. No other sampler that I have tried does this well. So here you go. And if you're interested in trying this sampler, use my link in the description below, because I have some percentages off on the plugin right there in the link. And if you want more videos about samplers, check out this one. I hope I see you there. Peace out.